Welcome back to Melody Guitar Book 2. This book focuses on learning how to read and play melodies in standard music notation. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn with your own copy of Melody Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in, plus you can feed a music teacher. So I'll leave a link in the description. We're on page 78. We've been studying sharps, and we have a melody and an exercise with sharps. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of page 78, we have number 151, Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child. It's in 4/4 time, and it's marked mournfully, quarter equals 66. So there's your tempo. You want to make sure you're looking for repeats and that sort of thing. We do have a repeated section. If you look in the last line, the third line, there's a repeat with the first and second ending. Now that repeat takes you back to the end of the second line. You just play that last measure of the second line, and then you play that little section again. Remember, the second time through, we skip over the first ending and jump to the second ending. Also, notice in the second ending, we have a couple fermatas. We're going to talk about those when we get to them. We've been studying sharps in this section, and in the previous section, we studied syncopated rhythms. This one has a little bit of both. Let's take a look at the sharps first. We don't have any sharps until the last line. The last line starts with an F sharp. Now your F is going to be played on 3rd fret on the 4th string, so your F sharp is going to be 1 fret higher on the 4th fret of the 4th string. And notice that little number, that's a fingering. Play that F sharp with your 4th finger. And then we have a couple D sharps. In the first measure of the first ending, we have a D sharp. Now your D is normally going to be played open 4th string. To make an open string into a sharp, we just add the 1st fret. So there's my open D, there's my D sharp. And you have that same D sharp at the end. Now let's take a look at the beginning where we have some syncopated rhythms. Here's the first two measures. So our counting at the beginning is 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and then we have some straight rhythms here. 1 and 2, 3, 4. If you're having trouble with that syncopated rhythm, think of the words for this song. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Often knowing the words can help you with the rhythm of a song. So at the beginning, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. In the last measure of the first line, different notes, but it's the same rhythms. As a matter of fact, if you check out the words, it's the same words. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now the next two measures are the same as the first two measures. In the last measure of the second line, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So there's some tricky things about that repeated section. So let's go to the end of that second line again, break down some of these rhythms. The half note, of course, is just 1, 2. Now we have a syncopated rhythm at the end of this measure. That's going to be 3 and 4 and. Now just a little bit ago, I think I played finger 2 on the E, finger 1 on the B, I'm not sure. That's one way you could handle it. Another way you could handle it is just to mash down both notes at the same time with your second finger. And the words there are long way from home. So again, knowing the words can help a little bit. I just played the first note of that last line, that F sharp. Our rhythm there is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4, D sharp, first finger. So first measure of the first ending, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and take the repeat since it's so short. So we go back to the beginning of that repeated section, end of the second line, 1, 2, 3 and 4, fourth finger, and ba. Now we skip to the second ending, 1, 2, 3, and now we have a fermata above this B. So you hold that for a while, that's going to be a long way. And then D sharp, first finger, from home. And then you hold that last note as long as you like as well because of the fermata. At the bottom of page 78, we have this Etude for sharps. This is number 152. It's in common time. There is no tempo. Take your own tempo. When we do a playthrough, I'm going to do it at quarter equals 90. And all this is, it's a study in sharps on each string. We're not going to go through every single line of this one because the pattern's the same, but let me look at the first line with you. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fingering is going to be the same for every line. It's going to be open, 1, 2, 3, open, 1, 2, 3, 4. And make sure you're using all of your fingers. First finger on first fret, second finger on second fret, third on third, fourth on fourth. Second line, we're doing the same thing on the second string. So we have B, C, C sharp, D, B, C, C sharp, D, and then D sharp. And the same fingering, one finger per fret. Line 3 fingering is the same, but I do want to point something out at the end of this line. So let's go through line 3 here. It's going to be on the third string. So we have G, G sharp, A sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Now what I did there at the end of that line, you know how to play this B on the second string open. You can also play that same B on the third string at the 4th fret. So in the second half of that line, you can play G, G sharp first finger, A second finger, A sharp third finger, and you can stay on the string and play that B with your 4th finger. And then probably not a big surprise, line 4 is string 4, line 5 you're playing string 5, line 6 you're playing string 6, all with the same fingerings. So I'm going to play this one time through at quarter equals 90. Feel free to play along, and if the tempo is too fast or too slow, go ahead and play to a metronome so you can choose your own tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next line. Third string. String 4. String 5, and string 6. Your assignment is to practice the music on page 78, and as always, work on keeping a steady tempo by playing along with the video or play to a metronome so you can choose your own tempo. Don't forget to order your own copy of Melody Guitar Book 2. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn with your own book that you can read from and write in, so I'll leave a link in the description. Take your time with this, and then when you're ready, I'll see you on page 79 for a new duet.